Now we're joined by our guest, Riley Leconte, to learn more about the film Imaginary.
Yes, so tell us, what is your film about?
So Imaginary is a show about a group of imaginary friends who attend a support group to talk about their issues with growing up, identity, living with roommates, gender, and kind of gaining a new purpose as they grow older in comparison to their human counterparts.
That's a really creative idea. How did you get the inspiration for that?
I have a childhood teddy bear that I love so much.
Aww.
He's my best friend, of course, and his name is Bear. And my first experience of writing a story was actually about my childhood teddy bear. It was a story about this bear waking up in the middle of the night and leaving my bedroom and going to find food outside, and I had to go follow him and bring him home. So the inspiration for this story really came from thinking about how our adventures would mature past looking for food in the middle of the night. I was thinking that since I'm older, that our adventures would become more mature. So I was thinking about what that would look like. What does it look like when your imaginary friends, what happens to your imaginary friends when you leave for college, essentially? That was the inspiration.
You know, that is a very relevant topic I feel like we all can relate to. You know, we all have that childhood stuffed animal.
Yeah.
So I hear that in this film you used mixed media.
Yes, I
right?
did.
Some animation going on. Now, how does that incorporate into this video format that you're doing?
It was really tough to get the animation part done. It's still being worked on right now, but the whole point of the animation was to have these imaginary friends, which are these fantastical, wonderful creatures, to be shown in these dimensions that you wouldn't be able to have a human being do. Plus, it's very COVID safe to have people voice acting, so that was definitely a really, really big part of it. We also had lots of puppets that we used, so it's a lot of mixed media, which was tough because we entered like a second phase of production. So we had the first part, which was the in-person stuff, which we only used a full day of shooting, and then we had to do all of the voice acting, and then after that is the animation phase of production, which is proving to be its own challenge, but every update I get from the animation team is so wonderful. It's just so nice to see it come to life and see these characters. They have a lot of spring in their step, which is really, really cool.
Well, speaking of your team, your show's connected to the club on campus, Women in Motion. How have they been helping you along the way?
Ridiculously helpful. I love Women in Motion so much. It's such a wonderful, supportive team of ladies. I love them all very, very dearly. I am a part of the Women in Motion writers group, so that was really helpful to develop this idea, to make sure that everything was in a story sense, that everything was sound and that everything made sense. So shout out to the writers team and Kat Poole, who is the current president and the head of the writers team, so thank you. And also Women in Motion actually funded the production, so I had to go through this process of pitching, putting together a budget, basically seeing that if they were to spend money on this production, that they would be spending their money responsibly, which was important.
Well, where will we be able to watch it?
You will be able to watch this on YouTube when it's done. I'm sure you guys will be the first to know for sure.
Well, now let's take a look at their work, Imaginary.
Are you sure you're going to be okay in there?
I think so.
This is big, Doodle. I'm so proud of you.
It's not that big of a deal.
Are you kidding? Of course it's a big deal. You're one step closer to finding out who you are, one step closer to figuring it all out. Think about where you started and where you are now. It takes a lot of courage to be able to speak to someone like this, let alone in front of an entire group.
There sure are a lot of people in there.
If they see what I see, then they're going to love you no matter what.
Thanks, Quinn.
No problem. Now, give me 30 and go get him.
I love sprinkles.
I love chocolate.
This coffee is so good.
All right, everyone, let's take our seats. We can start now. looks like we've got some new faces here. I can start by giving a little introduction to what it is we do here. Hello, my name is Cheryl Green.
Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi.
Well, that looks so special. I'm so happy for you. That looks like such an accomplishment.
Thank you so much.
I know,
really
the animation looks like it's going to be so great. It's such a cool concept. I know we're all really excited to see it once it's done.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having me on this show. I really love to talk about it and see that people are like getting jazzed about it. Like I'm getting jazzed about it.
Good. Good. Well, I hope everyone watches it at home.